5 and welcome to lesson 3 of the Lorax. Okay, today we're going to be having a look at what impression do you get of the Onceler. Okay, so the Onceler is a character we briefly met in the Lorax, okay? But first of all, I want you to look at that word impression. And I want you to think about what does that word mean and where have you maybe heard it before. I know we look at it in class about what impression do authors want you to get. Okay, you may have heard it phrases like first impressions you get of people when you first meet your new teacher of the year. You may have been told that you'll get a first impression or to make a good first impression, okay? So have a little think right now. What definition may link to impression? If you need to pause the video, please feel free to. Okay, so the word impression means to have an idea, feeling or opinion about something or someone, especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. So that means when you first meet someone, you get that feeling or an idea or an opinion about them, okay? And it may not have even made you think really hard. It's just that first little something that you get about someone, okay? So in the first few pages of the Lorax, we start to see the Onceler, and we start to learn a little bit about him through the author's choice of words and the images. We're going to have a little read and see if you can build that impression throughout my reading. Okay, so you won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurking on top of his store. He lurks in his lurking, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled loof. And on special damp midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 pence and a nail and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, his secret strange hole in his gruffler's glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper, my phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone. Slop! Down slops the whisper, my phone, to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding grey, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Okay, so through those couple of pages, I've started to build my own impression of the Onceler, okay? So I'm just going to have a quick flip back to this image here, and I'm particularly going to zoom in and focus on these eyes up here. Now for me, I'm going to infer that could be the Onceler, okay? Now I'm building the impression that maybe he's a bit shy, he may be a bit nervous. And I want you to ask yourself, why have I got that impression? What is it there in that image that's telling me he may be shy and be nervous? Okay? Now, first of all, I'm going to draw your attention to the fact that it's not a clear window like we would normally have. It is shuttered off, okay? He's just peeking out. You can't see his full face, just his eyes. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Okay, have a look at how he communicates. He's not having people come and see him. He's using a bucket. Okay. He's using a bucket, okay, to come and get what he needs from whoever. He's getting a bucket to get what he needs from whoever. Okay, now this page shows you that he collects a bucket and still only sticks his arms out, okay? So, and then it tells you he grunts. So what may that mean about his voice? And then it says here that he uses a whisper microphone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear. Okay, so once again, think about what does that tell you about his voice. Okay, and it also says that this is just for that little boy's ears alone. Okay, so what you need to do now is, what are the clues that the Onceler does not want to see anyone? So now we're focused in on the window. Okay, so that could definitely be a clue, but there are lots of other clues. Think about the author's choice of words as well. Like, don't knock at his door. Doesn't sound very neighbourly. If you've got neighbours who want to knock on your door, that doesn't sound very nice, does it? Okay, so why is the Onceler so secretive? So you want to ask yourself that. Why is he so secretive? What has he got to hide? Remember to write in full sentences, please. Okay, now we're going to come on to a little bit now where we look at the choice of language used by Dr. Seuss. Now, Dr. Seuss is very famous for making up his own words, okay? But words that generally you can decode to work out what they mean. So first of all, I want you to have a little think about what is a snub, using the image to help you. Once you've done that, there are several other phrases, okay, I want you to have a little think about what they mean. So where the grickle grass grows, the wind smells slow and sour, the street of the lifted Lorax, he lurks in the lurking, on special dank midnights in August, and he peeks out of the shutters. So what you need to do is on your worksheet that's in your pack is try and decode those phrases about and have a little think about what they mean. Okay, then your last activity for the day is having a think about who might this little boy be, okay? Who may they be representing, okay? And why do you think he's so curious about what has happened? Okay, so have a little think about those, and it's really going to be really interesting to have a look at all your different ideas. Keep up the good work, Year 5.